Greetings to you this day. This is Michelle Strickland, and I'm coming to you today with the social skills. When I do a social skills class, when I do a social skills, it's normally on a Tuesday. Whenever I do them, so the topic for today is the healing power of connections, and I want you to take whatever I'm discussing as suggestions, and whatever suggestions I give you, make sure that you do the research for whatever I'm discussing in your area. Just don't jump out there and just, be reckless with the information I've given you. Take the correct steps to find the correct information that I'm going to be discussing, okay? Be responsible with it so you don't get yourself in a problem. But in these day and times, we need to make sure that we find people that we can connect with so that we're not isolated, because that's when you're isolated, that's a bad thing. It could be a bad thing. But just make sure that I'm going to give you suggestions on ways to link up with people who may be in alignment with whatever it is that you're thinking, okay? So these are just going to be suggestions. So the healing power of connections. I'm going to discuss the science of human connection and mental health. Human connection has a profound impact on our mental health and emotional well-being. Scientifically, meaningful connections trigger the release of oxytocin, often referred to as the love hormone, which promotes feelings of trust and bonding. These connections also reduce the production of stress hormones, leading to improved mental health and a stronger sense of belonging. I'm just going to give you an overview of an example, okay? After moving to a new city, Maya felt isolated and overwhelmed. She joined a local community group and started forming connections with her neighbors. Over time, her mood improved and she experienced a greater sense of happiness and belonging. And that's something that we all need to work toward. Let's don't let that go away. That's very important. But I'm going to keep going. Seeking support from different sources. Now, I want you to keep in mind what I said at the beginning, but I got to keep going, okay? Because I want to give you all this information in a short period of time and not drag it out. You can always go back and listen to what I'm saying again. Support from friends, family, and professionals can play a pivotal role in healing through connection. Friends and family offer understanding and familiarity, while professionals provide guidance and expertise. Let me just keep going. Combining these sources of support creates a comprehensive network that helps individuals navigate times, okay? And that's very important. I'm just giving you in general, okay? If you all just keep listening, you can go back and some of my old videos. I repeat stuff, I have lessons that I repeat. So I'm just reminding you of some things, because right now you don't need to make yourself real isolated if you're alone. Find a support system of somewhere, okay? Well, let me keep going. I'm going to give you just an overview and a suggestion and an example, okay? Mike was struggling with anxiety and found it hard to open up to his loved ones. He decided to see a therapist who specialized in anxiety disorders. Through their sessions, he learned coping strategies and gained a deeper understanding of his emotions while still receiving support from friends and family. And I've done that because I've had high stress power jobs. I'm not going to lie. Stuff almost took me out of here. It's so stressful. And then I also kept 2 and 3 jobs, so I was always under pressure and stuff. And I've had to have, talk to psychologists and things of that sort. You have to, because I didn't have no support system where I felt like, I could just talk to anybody, because I was already, at a level where I really didn't have too many people I could talk to, and I wasn't going to really discuss, certain things with my family to make them uptight. So don't be embarrassed for that. But I'm not going to go make this longer than it needs to be. I'm just giving you some suggestions, okay? Stories of solace through open dialogue, shared grief. This is just an example, okay? Emma lost her brother to a sudden accident. She found solace in a support group where people were openly shared their experiences of loss. Through these conversations, she realized she wasn't alone in her grief and found comfort in connections that she formed, okay? I'm just giving you suggestions, okay? Overcoming trauma. This is just a suggestion and an example, okay? Jake had experienced a traumatic event in his past that he hadn't spoken about for years. When he finally opened up to a close friend, he discovered a newfound sense of relief. And now let me just stop there for a second before I finish. Watch out when talking to your friends about your business, okay? Because some friends don't have your best interest at heart. So I would be careful for that. You know, I would make sure I would go with a professional. But I'm just saying, for me, don't tell your friends all your personal business because they might not have your best interest at heart. But I'm going to leave that there. We don't have time to go off into that. Sharing his history with someone that he cared about, you know, helped him to process his emotions and begin his healing journey. And it's important to talk to somebody. Talk to yourself, okay? Just talk, you know. So just talk, you know, communicate. I communicate with God, okay? I'm just giving you suggestions, you know, that's all, okay? I'm going to give you a suggestion for an exercise. Writing a letter of gratitude. And I do all kinds of stuff like that for myself because I don't really seek validation from others for what I do. I seek validation from my inspiration is God and the heavenly host, but I also support myself and I give myself credit for the things that I'm doing because I'm not relying on anyone else to give me accolades, you know, because whatever I'm doing it because, you know, for the greater good. I'm not really expecting anything from it. So writing a letter to someone who has provided you with meaningful support or connection during a challenging time. And I've done stuff like that. I have people that I still will send cards to here and there, notes to. It could be a friend, a family member, a therapist, or anyone else who made a positive impact on your healing journey. Express your gratitude for their presence, empathy, and the role they played in your life. You can choose to deliver the letter in person or keep it as a personal reflection. And I've done both. I do a lot of mailing stuff to people, cards and stuff like that. The healing power of connection is undeniable. By understanding the science behind it, seeking support from various sources, and sharing stories of healing through open dialogue, we can truly appreciate the transformative effects of genuine human connection. Remember that you're not alone on your journey, and reaching out for support is a courageous step towards healing and growth. Don't ever give up on yourself, okay? And I've left, if anybody has a specific question, I love my email addresses. I'm not a professional, but if it's something that I can help you with, you know, or guide you to wherever you might be able to get help, I'm willing to do that. So if I left my email addresses for people to contact me. On my YouTube, under the description, I left all of that, okay?